Let's go, Bucs. Bucs Abroad, episode 8. We're back after a little bit of a boycott, but the boycott was absolutely necessary. We got embarrassed by the Rays at home. After that was a chance to really kind of take control of our season. And then we lose to the Rays game one, 10-3. Okay, yeah, sure, we won game two. Below the game three, and then turn around and play the Reds and get our asses kicked. Thank God we beat them the next two games, or I'd be really down in the dumps. But we went 6-6 over the boycott, so not too well. We didn't finish where I said we needed to finish. We're 40-43 with 13 games left until the All-Star break.
Yeah, I was on the boycott as well. I will say I'm going to have to disagree with the well needed boycott. I didn't want to have to do it. I didn't want to have to do it, folks. But you get drubbed
Needed
10
to
to
happen.
3 by the Rays. I will say game 2 brought me back a little bit. Jared Jones got a little dicey in the beginning and then
In
great
inning
with
one, and then he just turned it the hell up.
yep, just turned it on and of course just absolute horrible management by Shelton in that Sunday bullshit lineup. That third game against the Rays, and I was done with them. I was done with them, big brain. I was done with them. Couldn't stand it. Was at work the next day. Big loss to the Reds. Said, damn. You know what? Mitch Keller on
That
the
really
mound.
sucked because I
Game
hate the
two.
Reds.
Oh yeah. Finished up those last.
All-star.
Yeah, finished up those last two games to take the series from the Reds. I don't want to get too far deep in the weeds because we're going to break this down, folks. But I guess I'm back. Are you back, Ben? I mean, I guess we're back. I mean, it just is what it is. I don't know. I could see myself maybe doing another boycott at some point this season, but I guess I'm back. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this team right
Listen. I had the great chance to be in Atlanta for two games this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Beautiful ballpark, beautiful setup. Unfortunately, I mean, I watched a hell of a game on Saturday. I had a chance to go to the game on Friday, but I knew Martin Perez was going to get shelled. And guess what? Perez got shelled. Was able
now.
to
Yep.
go to the game on Saturday, saw the Messiah pitch. He was everything and advertised. He is a beast of a human being. And to see him pitch out there and he diced them up. Max Fried pitched a great game as well. When Eddie O messed up that slide and stuck his foot up, the Pirates just can't beat the Braves home base. That's too many times that we've got screwed at home base against the Braves, and it happens again. And then I looked at Marky Stats right next to me, and I said, I guarantee first AB next inning we're losing. What happens? I think it was the second pitch. As soon as it hit off the bat, I looked at him and said, "We're out of here. Let's go." And we left because it
Yeah.
was just disappointing way to lose, but a hell of a game on Saturday.
Hell of a game on Saturday. Skeens all built to be. Problem is, you're playing a team like the Braves. Last thing you want to do is go into extra innings with the Braves. They're gonna beat you. I mean, if it wasn't for the Phils, the Braves. I mean, the Braves can't beat the Phils in the playoffs no matter what. But the Braves are a damn good baseball team. So
Absolutely.
Skeens shut him out. They pulled him.
Lead off
His,
homer, and
his
then that
pitch
was
count's
it.
been running up. His pitch count's been running up when he gets into some of those later innings. But I just watching him. I know we talk about him every show, but there's really nothing else to talk about. He's the best pitcher in baseball. He could run for
Dude, he's
president
a,
right now and
he's
probably
he's
win.
he is amazing.
Yeah.
It's unreal how good he is. It's unreal.
Like he gives up the past two starts he's had. He gives up one run in the first inning, and then it's just lights
And we
out.
both
Problem is,
lose.
the Pirates just can't hit. But
It's
we'll get
it's
into all that.
unfortunate. It is unfortunate. Like sometimes whenever we play, we play an ace, and we played Max Fried, and he diced us the hell up.
He
But
did, but that's
still,
why
it's
you have
like
Skeens.
it's
Skeens
tough
also
because
diced them up too.
yeah, and we have 18 losses when a pitcher has pitched six or more innings, and that's just terrible. If we
I
even
know.
win 7 of those 18 games, look at where we would be. But let's go to Sunday where we Stats and I brought home a W, a much needed W. We could not afford to get swept. morale, everything. We needed to win on Sunday, and Bailey Falter delivered that W. Bailey Falter has been just good as hell. Like, he hasn't been great. He sure as hell hasn't been terrible. He's just been good as hell.
Yep. I like Bailey Falter. I think he's
And,
the perfect guy for that spot in the rotation.
and then
That's
let
it.
me tell you,
He's not like he's had a couple outings that have been shaky, but I can't expect him to go out
but
and be
he's been
lights out every
good.
day. Wow.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's lost
consistently throughout the year. He's been good, more good than bad. 100%.
I'm not going to anoint Bailey Falter as this absolute
dog. If he's the fourth starter, that's all we can ask for.
That's what I'm getting at. You're talking about him like he's Paul Skeens.
No, I'm saying he's a good as hell fourth starter.
Yep. Let's move along.
O'Neal Cruz and Rowdy Tellez, no doubters to right field. That was epic. Cruz, as soon as it just went off the bat, and I just was like, holy shit, gone in like 2 seconds. That was unreal. It was like 118 miles off the bat, if you care about that. It was like 450 feet. And listen. We talk crap about Derek Shelton all the time. Derek Shelton challenged Jack Sawinski getting hit by the pitch. I didn't think it hit him. Jack gets on base. O'Neal Cruz home run later that inning. So kudos to Shelton. Great challenge right there. Got us on the board. Got us to take the lead. And then later on, Rowdy Tellez hits a no-doubter right to the chop house.
Right through the chop house. Right through the chop house. Hang on, I got to write something down.
Cal Nicholas came in, pitched great 2 innings, and then Chapman, we saw, Stats and I saw 2 live milkings, and that was epic, especially on Sunday because Chapman milked him, and he saved the game, and we won. We're coming home with a W.
I got some things to say about Chapman when we move along to the top 5. I think that's a good time to do right now.
Yeah, you go rip them.
I'll start off my top 5, and we just opened this up. Number 5, Rowdy Tellez, Bombski. Rowdy Tellez, we've absolutely drug his name through the mud all season long, and I'm not saying I'm not going to keep doing that if he starts sucking, but man, has he been good recently. He's no longer fat right now.
He's been awesome. Hey,
Husky.
Listen, shout out to Xander. Yep, that little kid has been going to his games. Shout out.
I believe it was his 8th birthday. If you're watching, buddy, happy birthday. We really appreciate your effort.
Happy birthday.
Number 4.
Hey, Bob Nutting needs to start sending him to every game. I agree.
Number 4, just brought him up. O'Neal Cruz hit the ball 748 miles per hour out of the park. Went 2 for 3 in that game. He looked absolutely stunning. Also have drug his name through the mud a little bit. Not really deserved, just kind of mad. Had to be mad at someone. But he looked like the O'Neal Cruz we need to be. And here we are. We're up to the milker, number 3, Aroldis Chapman. Shout out Aroldis Chapman, the most strikeouts by a left-handed reliever in MLB history.
And he did that in a Pittsburgh Pirate uniform.
And let me say something about Aroldis Chapman. He's played in the league for about 478 years. I watched the video that the Pirates posted on Instagram. Shelton giving him some sort of award. Would have liked to see what was in that box. But they didn't show it. The best part of the interview is Aroldis Chapman, who's probably lived in the United States for 28 years, gets up and doesn't speak a lick of English in his speech. Gotta respect him for that. And he's been good. He had a little bit of a shaky May, but ever since then, I really like him in the role that they've got him in. That 7th inning guy, he can pitch the 8th inning. You need him to come in. I mean, I like that Aroldis Chapman never makes it easy on himself. always somehow puts 1 to 2 guys on and then just lights out strikeout. It's crazy. Like he'll get a ground out number 1, strikeout out number 2, doesn't find the strike zone for 16 pitches, gets himself in a jam, right out of the jam, no problem. I forgive him every time. I'm like, oh man, Chapman, he's good. This guy, he's a beast. He looks like 2011 or oldest Chapman. Number 2, consistently in the top 5, Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller came out and just shut down the Reds whenever they needed to bounce back after an 11-5 loss. He's 9-4 on the year. Other than Skeens, he's just been Mr. Consistent. Surprised you haven't talked about Keller like you just talked about Falter. I got some problems with the rotation coming up here that we'll discuss after we get through these games. But Mitch Keller's been awesome. Really happy for him. Great contract. Really panning out. Lifelong Bucco, hopefully. And number 1, the hit streak ended, but Brian Reynolds, 25-game hit streak. Kudos to that. Kudos to that. Longest hit streak since Jason Kendall. Brian Reynolds, just a all-around solid June for him. And congratulations to him. He rounds out my top 5 of this week. In a weird week for the Pirates for me. But give me Brian Reynolds as number 1. What do you got, Big Brain?
All right, well, I'll rip mine through because we got similar lists. Number 5, I'm ripping off Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz spot start and pitched a gem. Came in there, he's been pitching gems left and right, long inning. Luis Ortiz, I hope we don't give him away at the deadline, but if it's going to take Robert, send him away. Number 4, Rowdy Tellez. We mentioned Xander, happy birthday. Rowdy, you're freaking awesome right now. But, hey, you better stay awesome or you'll get fat quick. But right now, you're husky and you're roping the ball.
Those love handles are going away.
Number 3, Paul Skeens. And this is biased because I saw him in person and it was freaking awesome. Number 3 goes to Skeener Beaner. It was epic seeing him pitch. And he is everything is advertised and more. And he just keeps shutting down MLB lineups each and every time he goes out there. Number 2, Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller, Marky Stats and I mentioned Marky Stats. We're sitting there right in the left field foul ball line. Mitch Keller and Paul Skeens come out, and Stats and I are yelling, "All stars, all stars!" Keller's like looks back and goes, "What?" We're like, "All stars, both of you, all stars." He goes, looks at Skeens and starts pitching in. We're like, "Yeah, both of you. And he was like, started raising the roof. That was freaking awesome. Keller's been awesome. Keller's been the best pitcher in the NL since May. I'll fight anybody on that. I will fight anybody on that. Mitch Keller. We have Paul Skeens, but then guess what, people? Mitch Keller just comes in 2 days later and just shuts your ass down. Mitch Keller. He needs to be an all-star. So does Paul Skeens. And number 1, hit streak's over. We somehow got a triple in the 9th inning on Saturday to keep it alive, and he made us wait to the 8th inning and couldn't get it done. Brian Reynolds has been the most consistent and the best player on the Pirates this year. He deserves to be an all-star starter, not Nick Castellanos, freaking Philly bias bullshit. Brian Reynolds has been a top 10 player in the NL outfield-wise since May. It's bullshit that he's not even – I don't even see his name on any list for all-star. It's a shame. He deserves to be an all-star. He's the best player on the Buccos, and he's a top 10 player in the NL. That's my top 5.
Good top 5, Big Brain. We move along to the bum of the week. What do you got for the bum of the week?
Another name that's been very relevant on this show, a frequent flyer to the bum of the week, Jack Suckinski, and he sucks. He sucks. I saw this tweet earlier today or yesterday. 219 MLB players with over 200 pitches or plate appearances. 219 MLB players have that, okay? He ranks 217th in wins above replacement. He's the third worst player in the MLB statistically, and it shows every week. Okay, granted, he made a hell of a catch on Sunday. I will say that, but his bat is terrible. Terrible.
Bad.
Jack
It's
Sakinski,
so
bum
bad
of the
for a
week.
center fielder. It's bad, real bad. I knew you were probably going to go Sakinski for the bum of the week. We had talked earlier, folks. Make sure we really prep the show well. I knew you were probably going Sakinski. I mean, I can't disagree whatsoever. He's been the worst player in the MLB all season. In all honesty, I'm just tired of his shit. I don't even want to bring him up. He just makes me mad. I got to go to bed after this. If I get fired up, then I won't be able to sleep. So my bum of the week, you went with Derek Shelton the last time we spoke on this show. Derek Shelton, not my bum of the week, but a bit of an honorable mention. He saved himself with that challenge. My bum of the week is Ben Sherrington. Absolute loser bum. The Buccos are two games from 500 going into that Brave series. And you sit his ass because you said, oh, he's pitched 86 innings. We got to manage his innings. And I'm talking about Jared Jones. You skip Jared Jones to start against the Braves to pitch bum-ass Martin Perez, who's only famous for his bats after the game, which, in all honesty, are childish and are getting real old. It was funny in the beginning, but you know what? I just can't stand Martin Perez. And you bench him because you want to save Jared Jones' arm when you're 2 games from 500 and you got Skeens going the next day. Jared Jones has been right there with Paul Skeens all year. 86 innings is nothing. Nothing. They pull him after the 5th inning half the time anyway. So Ben Sherrington is on my shit list hard right now. He hasn't made one damn move to even talk about bringing the bats to this team. Hasn't acknowledged that, man, we got pitching. I need to go out and get some bats. Like, I get that he's part of the con a bit with Bob Nutting, but in all honesty, I think Bob Nutting would spend right now. How do you not?
Dude, listen. I think so too, because this is the first time that, we're throwing out guys, 3 guys in our lineup at a consistent basis that are batting 200 or worse. 190 and worse. We've had 3 guys in the lineup at 190 or worse too many times, and somehow, some way, we are 40 and 43. This is now or never to make a move. And this is the time let's talk about the upcoming, because these are 7 crucial games. 3 games at home against the bum-ass Cardinals, who, as soon as they beat us, they go on a run. And now they're 43 and 40. They're in second place. They're in the second place of the wild card, I think. They're playing good baseball right now. So we need to come at home and we need to overcome the Cardinals. And then we got 4 games at home against the Grimace-led Mets. So, and they're 40 and 41. They're ahead of us in the division. These are 7 crucial games. What do you got?
Let me start off here, because this does lead into my bum of the week honorable mention. Derek Shelton just went into how we sat there and rested Jones against the Braves. We're 2 games behind 500 in these crucial games. Now if you win a series with the Braves, you're stealing a series against the Braves. So we just talked about how good Mitch Keller's been all year. He's pitching tomorrow. I'm going to count that as a win. Then, okay, Jared Jones magically, he's all right to pitch during this homestand. His arm must be feeling great. I see Jared Jones at the Tyler Childress concert the other day. When they go to Atlanta, he's hanging out at the lake. Like, buddy, get to the clubhouse. And here's my problem with Derek Shelton. Derek Shelton just won't fight management on saying, this is my lineup. I'm starting Jared Jones against the Braves. So they start Jared Jones against the Cardinals in game 2 this week. And that's going to be a good chance. Hopefully you just win the first 2 games, and then you would think, oh man, we win these 2 games. We're 1 game behind. We're 1 game under 500.
It's Perez. It's Perez.
Yeah, let's start Paul Skeens. Oh, let's get to 500. They got bum-ass Martin Perez pitching again on Thursday. He's an absolute bum.
You wouldn't want Paul Skeens pitching game 1 against the Mets?
No, I don't care about the Mets. I really don't care about the Mets.
How?
Like,
We're
I'll get
not
more
going to win
angry
the
with
division.
them.
We are not, listen, we are not going to catch the Brewers. We're not. We need to get that out of our head. We are not going to win the NL Central. We have to win a wild card game. The Mets are important because they are ahead of us in the division. That's 4 big games.
But the Mets
If
are
we
going to
win 2,
cannibalize
fuck
themselves.
it.
They got to
Throw
play the
out
Braves.
Perez. Give me Skeens game 1 against the Mets.
We're
All
going to
day.
have to agree to disagree. We're going to have to
That's
agree to
fine
disagree.
because Perez, he may
I would
come out
rather
there
get-
and pitch a good one.
I would rather get the 500 in a sweep against the Cardinals, lose game 1 to the Mets, and then you're right back with Falter and Keller. You go 1 game up on 500 there. But I digress. I just
Well, listen, if
we need
these
to
are
be in
7
a
big
position.
these are 7 big games, however you want to look at it. 7 big ones. And
7
listen,
big ones.
this is the time. If we need to go 4-3 or better, honestly, 4-3 or better, and we need to make a move for the deadline after this stretch. Like, we cannot suck during this stretch, or we won't make a move.
I'm very glad that this is a home stand, and I really hope the home crowd shows up. Because to be honest, at home,
They have
I've been
to.
looking in the stands, and it's been a little bit light. Believe me, Big Brain and I, we would do something about it, but we're abroad. We can't do nothing about it.
I'm abroad. I'm in Atlanta.
I'm calling on this town to show up. I'm calling on our viewers to show up. We need these 7 games.
Show up to Pittsburgh. We need you there. I don't care what time of the day it is. Take off. It's the Buccos. It's 4th of July weekend. They're at home. Be at the ballpark. It's a beautiful venue to have a few drinks. Or, you know what? Stats and I, Sunday, we didn't drink a lick out there. We just enjoyed the ball game, and that's just as fun.
Bring the family out to the game.
You're a family guy.
Get a pretzel. Get a stadium cup. You know, it's business time. There's no time to be just having a great time at the ballpark.
No, you need to go there and root for the Buccos. And you know what, folks? We're running a little long. I said it was going to be a short ep, but we started ranting, and that's okay. Let's finish out with the random Bucco of the week. And I got Daniel McCutchen, relief pitcher.
He was on the vested Buccos.
Yeah.
I like those uniforms.
He was on some bad teams.
I'll give you my random Bucco of the week because this guy, he did what the Bucs make me want to do. And that's just get absolutely wrecked because I got nothing else to say. Jung Ho Kang. Guy drank himself out of the league. Got banned, then he got banned from the Korean League. He was a great player.
We saw a Jung Ho Kang jersey in Atlanta. We saw a Jung Ho Kang jersey.
He was nice. The dude just couldn't put down the ball.
He was so nice, and then the frickin' Cubs slid into him and ruined his season. And that was the loudest the ballpark got in that stadium in the wild card game that year. Jung Ho Kang, that's a great random Bucco.
And Jung Ho Kang, he was husky. He was husky.
Absolutely.
But thanks for tuning in, folks. Big 7 games here. I got a good feeling about
7
this
games.
next episode.
Next episode, we might be 4 games over 500. Who knows? That's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I will always believe. Because sometimes you need to take a boycott from the Bucs to get your mental health back. But when they start winning, nothing's better. Let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs. Take it easy.